But yeah, this is a fully cooperative deduction card game where you cannot see your own hand of cards, but you can see all of the hands of your teammates, and you are trying to clue them in about what the contents of their hand is in order to get them to play things, basically. Man, I see some fun things. But I don't know if that is actually good. I'd probably just tell Dalek they've got 2 ones. Because, like, we've got the overlap of the purple one situation here. Broad strokes, we're trying to play out the cards, starting at 1, counting up to 5 in each of the different suits. Playing all 5 in each is a perfect 25, and the ultimate goal, otherwise just trying to get as high as possible. Yeah, I mean, cluing Zergling's one is at least a little cute. And then, like, if I've got something bluff or finessable, we could dance with it. That seems a bit much, although it's at least kind of interesting. It might even be better. Alright, fine, I'm convinced. I think it might be a little bit worse, but I'm doing it anyway. It might be better, so therefore it's better, right? There's also the 3/4 purple in Motherboards' hand, and slowing down the purple one play might hurt that. Although Dalek has the other purple 4, so that's probably okay. Let's see. Somewhat likewise, the blue 4's 1 away from playable, but a little ways out. That's fine. So yeah, Dalek can always do this if they don't have anything more exciting to do. So we got that straightforward bit. I'll just go ahead and tell Dalek about 2 1s, probably. No visible red 1s or 2s. Zergling and Motherboards both see that I've got a good clue to give Dalek, so there's no reason that they need to rush to save anything in my hand. Additional rules for those unfamiliar. So the number in the bottom left is how many total cards remain in the deck. You can see in the kind of bottom right is a count of clues. We currently have 6 clues. To get more clues, we need to either discard a card or successfully play a 5. And when you're cluing someone, you're tagging, you're choosing a number or color and tagging all cards that match that number or color. You can't only select a part of them or whatever. And the deck distribution is uneven, so there's more of the earlier cards than the later cards. There's 3 of each one, 2 each of the 2s, 3s, and 4s, and 1 each of the 5s. I mean, even if my head's full of 5s, they probably shouldn't tell me about it yet. Like, I'm always cluing Dalek on my next turn. Yeah, you have to play 1 through 5 in order. When you're playing a card, you don't need to call the slot. So, like, if Motherboards... This isn't a good example, but let's say there was, like, 3 1s played, and Motherboard was told they've got 1 2. They could play the 2 without knowing exactly what color it is. It automatically goes in the right slot if it's a legal play. If you make a play that is not legal, it goes to the discard pile, and you get 1 strike against us. Strike's not the end of the world on their own, but if we get 3 strikes, it's an automatic loss. So drew the other red 3. Probably fine. Don't try to reverse finesse off of the purple one, Motherboards. Like, we've got to tag the blue one anyway. And we can't just tag blue because they're out of order. So you should probably just play your 2, but... They're scheming something, maybe. I'm a little afraid. Yes, if Motherboard steals my clue, I discard? Hello, Iron Furnace. Hello, Saproot. Thanks for continuing to support the stream. I appreciate that. What you cooking here, Motherboards? They are stealing my clue. Okay, I discard, right? The only other thing I can do is clue blue to Dalek. But they had a... Like, my newest card might be a yellow 2, but I can't play that either. I could discard it, but... So why are you stealing my clue? It's not like the blue 4 is about to be discarded or anything. Huh. I mean, it kind of feels like my newest card's a yellow too. Like, I'm trying to figure out like why Motherboards didn't just play here. Either my discard is an awkward one that's a duplicate and they want me to get rid of it, or my newest card's the yellow too. That's what it feels like to me. Do I do the safe thing? I mean, I think it feels like the trust play. Well, so if we both have yellow 2 and newest, does Zergling, or I mean, does Dalek clue any differently? I mean, Dalek's probably supposed to clue 2 rather than yellow in that case. So Motherboard should know that this is playable, so therefore Motherboard stole my clue, so therefore I'm going to discard? Okay. So, most commonly it's been, leftmost is newest and the default first play. There are reasons to mix it up. Dalek opted to do the oldest. In this case, like, the oldest is definitely important for Dalek's 2-1s. Given, I mean, definitely is a little strong. I didn't clue it the first turn, but it's very likely important given we didn't give them time to discard it, but... Okay, Zergling feeling comfortable enough to discard their trash. Around these parts, it generally has been Spain, yeah. There's 3 of each one, Medsteve, and 1 of each 5, and 2 of the middle cards. Zergling discard is also interesting. That means Zergling didn't really have much that seemed super important to tell me. Motherboards still they're going deep. It's interesting that Zergling didn't have anything to tell me. Motherboards, what the hell? They don't believe their 2's playable for some reason? So, like, this is a yellow 2, and they think I missed the reverse finesse? I kind of want to discard this card. That's really bold. And, going to kind of wreck the game if I'm wrong. And if it is a yellow 2, then Dalek should have just told Motherboards 2 rather than yellow. But, like, I don't know why Motherboards is stealing all my clues instead of playing their 2. But, I mean, Motherboards has told me to discard. I guess I will trust. Fair enough. It is garbage. My whole hit might be yellow with duplicates. Like, we have discarded 2 yellow cards. Nice draw there. You get a clue red to Motherboards, clue red to Motherboards. Yeah. Clue red to Motherboards. I mean, I can if you don't want to, but don't clue red to Dalek. Clue red to Motherboards. It's way more fun. Because then Motherboards has to clue me something to actually play now? Well, no, Zergling, if I've got the yellow 3, and Motherboards is confused and waiting on this or something, Zergling might need to untangle that. And then I need to decline to play my yellow card to clue Motherboard's red 3. Or Zergling's red 3, whichever. Given the stacked purple 4s, Motherboard's red 3's probably better. Although it's not like we are eager to lose the blue 4, but it's still got the green 4 buffer. I guess there's an argument that losing the purple 4 is better since we have the extra. Yeah, I guess that is actually true. Losing Motherboard's purple 4 is mostly better. Although cluing the red 3 takes a long time to get it played anyway, so... Bluff, see. Better be a blue 3. Although I guess they couldn't have clued me yellow. They could have still done 3 though. Right? Dalek on the first turn? If it's a yellow 3, is Motherboards not play the yellow 2 because they saw the finesse opportunity and were confused why the finesse wasn't used? That could be another reason why they didn't play the yellow 2, I guess. I need to clue a red 3. Like the blue or yellow 3 can wait. Which one do we want to use? I guess we kind of want Motherboards to... I mean, either way they're gonna discard though, like it doesn't protect anything. No, this, Dalek's going next, Finn. And their hand won't be the same. I'll, cover, finesse as I'm doing it here. Let me figure out my move first, though. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of reason to care that it's one versus the other. Either way, I'm giving negative information on a 5. It's possible we end up wanting to clue like 3s to motherboards or something. Does that make the red clue there a little bit stronger? It's pretty similar. Yeah, Dalek's got a lot to play, and they probably have to play the purple one first, but that's okay, we'll get there. We're gonna have to save a lot of stuff in Motherboard's hand. So I guess if they discard their 3, it's more reasonable. Alright, I'm gonna go here. Finesse, whoever asked, Medsteve. So the most basic form of finesse is, let's say Dalek had this card tagged but didn't know, it's better with other numbers, but alright, that's fine. They have this card tagged as a 1, but don't know if it's safe to play, and then I clue like a purple 2 in Zergling's hand, and I'm basically like cluing it like it was safe to play, but it's not safe to play. So Dalek sees that it's not safe to play, therefore they have to play a card to make it safe to play, so they play their purple 1, and then Zergling can safely play the purple 2. What I just did is a more complicated version of that. So I clued this red 3 as red. It's not playable until both the red 1 and red 2 are played. Dalek's got both the red 1 and red 2 in their hand, that Zergling can see there. And we're basically making Dalek play these without directly cluing Dalek about them. So essentially, finesse is we're giving information to a player indirectly. Like, this clue to Zergling is actually even more of a clue to Dalek than it is to Zergling. Yeah, exactly, man. But yeah, the purple one should have played first, because this could have been the red 2 here. But it worked. It's possible the order things came out meant that wouldn't have made sense. I'd have to go back and check. Anyway, I've got the other blue 4 probably. Otherwise, I'll find out on Motherboards next turn. Okay. Good stuff. But yeah, so to clarify what we're talking about, why we're a little unsure if Dalek should have played this already, this card here, they don't know what color of 1 this is. Like, they should know that it's either red, purple, or green, but they don't know which one of those it is. And if it's the red one, then they need to play that because then their newest card's actually the red 2 to complete the finesse. Then they draw red 1, red 2, ha. But it's possible they knew this wasn't Zergling, why? Zergling, why? Did you think I'm tagging you as the red 4 here? Like, that just doesn't really make a lot of sense. See, like now, but like Motherboards has just been told they can't discard, basically. Okay, yeah, that's important. So this is a 5. Okay, we just drew a purple 2 now. I can tell Motherboards 3s, I guess. I mean, I could try to let Zergling clarify this, but like, Zergling needs to play. Zergling really needs to play. So I probably just need to do this. Oh, I can clue the 5? Oh, that's cute, but I don't think I like it here. Hello, English. I think cluing Motherboards 5 here is a little in the weeds here. Like, I don't hate it, but I taught Hyphenated how to play the game, English, but also neither me nor Hyphenated uses the hyphenated conventions. So there's some fun trivia for you. I think I do the 3. And, like, this is a soft finesse. Like, I don't know if Zergling's gonna read it, because they might be thinking I'm clarifying the red 3. Now there's the red 4. Amazing. Wait, why did you play the red 3? You could have discarded the red 3. I mean, I guess Zergling has other things they need to play, but... okay, this is fine. Dalek needs to tell Zergling, like, 4 or something now? Or even literally just the 2, or they could finesse through this and just keep it coming. Like, I think I'm supposed to play by 5. I could purple to Dalek, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised Motherboards played the red 3 rather than discarding it. Well, at the very least, Zergling isn't discarding the 5, right? They're either discarding the 3 or playing the 3, and either way, the 5's safe. Or maybe they've caught up that they need to play this. I am allowed to clue purple to Dalek, though. Purple to Dalek is still interesting. Purple to Dalek's probably good. Maybe I just do purple to Dalek. Like, this seems likely to get either the red 4 or the purple 2 played. And a lot of times Motherboards discards the purple 4, that's fine. I can play the 5, Dalek can clue this 5, like, it's... I think that's all fine, right? So yeah, Dalek's either discarding or clarifying Zergling's hand, probably. They could also clue Motherboard's 5, I guess. But this is good because Zergling is somewhat likely to play the red 4 instead of the red 3, which they think is the red 4. Like, I like that workaround. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and do the 4 here. That's less fun, but fair enough. That should get the 2 played, so like that should be fine. I don't really see anything wrong with that. And yeah, so if Zergling plays the 4 instead, Motherboards discards, I play the 5, Dalek clues Motherboards 5, and that's also okay. Probably. How long have I been playing Hanabi? I think I first saw the game before it was released in the US at BGG Con like when I was up until like 4 a.m. playing Resistance, when I went into the main hall, one of the only things still happening was some people playing Hanabi. So I watched the game a little bit at that point, but played it like a year after that. So like it pretty like around when it came to the US, or even slightly before, I think. So whenever that is, like 2014 or something? 2012? When was this? I don't remember when it actually came to the US. The 20-year Hanabi event. I mean, I did play Spirit Island 5 years before it was released. 6 years? 7 years? When was Spirit Island released? Something like that. 2017? Okay, so like 5 years before then. I think. I don't know. Time is hard to keep straight, but I believe my first convention experience was Origins in 2012. And I'd played Fealty, and one of the people from our game group that was also at Origins introduced us to Eric Roos, and we did a lot of playtesting of Spirit Island at that point. And since my board game tastes are further away from heavier games, so like I'm not generally excited to play Spirit Island at this point, unfortunately, but I do still like it and respect it if I do end up playing. But I've played, Branch and Claw just like once or twice. But yeah, for Hanabi, I wasn't like on the ground floor, but I was adjacent to the ground floor, I guess I would say. The first online implementation was made by someone in our board game group. And I'm still a little sad I don't have the old game histories from that version. Okay, Zergling discarded the red 3 rather than making either of their plays! No, Zergling, no! We need that purple 2 played. So... I guess we've got 2 clues to make, don't we? So I'm still not playing my blue 5. I know it's the blue 5, everyone, promise. It's also possible I'm thinking Hanabi came to the US later than it did, but... So it might be less entry than I thought, but pretty early anyway, more than 10 years. Though this is my first game in like a year or two. This probably makes the most sense. And me giving this clue gives a little more emphasis about it being a play clue. It's possible Zergling could pick this up, but Dalek probably just fixes it. But yeah, I could probably check my my plays and see when I first logged a play of Hanabi. We played it at the previous game store location. Salutations, Crispy Bacon. Thank you for the rating. Greetings, Corm Raven. We are playing a cooperative deduction card game called Hanabi for those just joining. We are all working together to get cards played out from our hands, starting at 1, counting up to 5 in each of the 5 different colors. And the main gimmick is that you cannot see your own hand of cards, but you can see all the hands of your teammates, and we're cluing each other about the contents of our hands in order to get stuff played out, basically. We've got a little bit of a tangled mess right now, but it will hopefully untangle. Like, I want Dalek cluing 5 to Zergling to be enough, but they probably just need to clue them to 2. So that, like, everything can get played. Is there any reason for Zergling to think this is something other than the red 4? Just kind of wondering if on my next turn I'm gonna have to... Well, if Dalek clues, I don't have a clue on my next turn, I guess, so it'll be Dalek's choice, not mine. Yeah, this is a yellow 3. Dalek's having a hard time deciding on that one, it looks like. I don't think there's really any way around it. They probably just have to tell Zergling too. I mean, I guess Motherboards discard's safe, and we still have some time if they want to clue a 5 and hope for the best, but then Zergling might discard the 2 rather than play the red 4. So that's a little, little spooky. Oh, if they think this is the other 2, because Zergling hasn't played theirs. Oh, yeah. That's spooky. That could be a disaster. That's a possible disaster. I mean, it wouldn't make sense. I don't think that makes any sense. Like, I clue this when this is here, and I also clued this as a 1 and not 2 purples. I'll clue this now. Again, as a purple, not as a 2. You figured out the traitor? Exciting. Okay. I think they were maybe checking back. It's like, is this possibly the 2? It's like, no. All right, there it is. Yeah, we still, we've discarded a green 4. I mean, I guess maybe I've got some more green in my hand, but... Now we get a very convenient cluing of the red 5 here to just make sure this gets... Actually, I mean, we don't need to wait. Like, Zergling can play this without... Because now they know it's not the 5. Well, no, they only knew it was a 4 before, not... It's a little spooky. I think Dalek should include the 5. But maybe they've got something important to tell me. Because Motherboards has got to play and Dalek's got to save discard, so there is that. But yeah, I don't like that green 5 situation. Like, this should be the red 4 to Zergling, but given they thought, okay, yep. Okay, Dalek can clue the 5 now. Any reason for me not to play newest? I mean, I'm not in a position to do much otherwise, and Motherboards could have discarded if this was unsafe. And it makes sense, like, this is a green 1 that is now playable. Like, if these were green 1s, I probably would have been told earlier. So, pretty straightforward there. So I think this is a straightforward cluing of the red 5. What? Why aren't we cluing the red 5? That's a free clue. I don't like this. It's still making me nervous. Still making me nervous here. Yeah, I don't like this particularly. Yeah. Yep. Well, they should know that their 4 is playable now. But, I mean, they can see, like, that Dalek could include the 5 if their 4 was playable, so it's kind of understandable that that led them the other way. March 2013 is my first log play of Hanabi, by the way. Implication that this is good and safe to play as the 2 then, and then this is the 4. So that means I saw it in autumn of 2012 and played it for the first time in March 2013. So almost 12 years ago was my first Hanabi. So they could be 3-4. It just felt like with the amount of clues and the few cards remaining that if my next one was not playable, then Motherboards having nothing to do would have told me about it. Clue Dailings 5. Check my negative information, Motherboards. Check my negative information. We can both see the 3 and the 5. No! All right. Okay. Yellow's more insisting on the play. Oh, it's a 1 rather than the 4. Fair enough. Guess that was the other option, that it was extra garbage. Unfortunate. But yeah, so that was... They were trying to get me to discard a bunch of yellows early, and then that still ended up getting me excess. I then drew another 1 that was garbage that like Dalek had already played or whatever. So like I discarded, and then they still couldn't clue me the green 1 cleanly or something. Have I drawn the other green 4? Yeah. We've got a strike available, Motherboards. Go for it. And if you're not sure, it's fine. Alright, GG everybody. Got some questions though. I think I'm gonna quickly sneak into the bathroom, so I'll be back in like 2 minutes, and then we'll do the review here. So, very quickly, BRB. Oh. To let the bathroom guard copy, I evaded capture, fortunately. Okay, before, yeah, there's a bunch of comments throwing. Let's go in order, though. All of the blues, all of the blues. You were convinced you had the red 4 until it was important that you had the red 4 and you didn't play it. But until you did have the red 4. Okay. So I've got 2 options to start. I could either clue Dalek about their 2-1s, or I can clue Zergling to leave open a finesse opportunity on Motherboards. So I opt to go for the more playful option here. And there's nothing there, so Dalek does the straightforward yellow to Motherboards, pretty reasonable. Motherboards goes ahead and steals my clue rather than play their yellow 2. So this, I guess this was because you were trying to get the blues played as quickly as possible. I figured it might mean, like, I've got my options here to discard or to clue Dalek blues. You were very conflicted on that turn, too. You got that Hanabi blues. But yeah, so I could either clue Dalek blue or I could discard. Motherboards essentially stole my clue, and I don't have much else to do. I can clue blue to Dalek, it's fine to, but it should also be fine to discard. Yeah, it basically does, Beat. If I'm cluing Zergling a single yellow there, like, that does actually tell Motherboards they have a yellow 2 in hand. Basically, it's even probably in their newest slot, but using that as a finesse pull is a bit much, but it does actually make some reasonable sense. It's interesting. But yeah, it depends. Like it depends on the specific context. But I think in that context, me cluing Zergling on the yellow one does mean there's a yellow 2 out there. Okay, so Motherboards was considering the blue clue. I guess if you do the blue clue, it means that if it needs fixing, I need to fix it. So if you're unsure, it does actually work, I guess. But generally speaking, the default is to play the newer card. When it's your starting hand, of course, it's like that's basically convention at that point. But yeah, your newer card that doesn't appear to be part of a save or whatever. Yeah, it's also that there is a like I didn't clue the 2 ones in Zergling's hand, so it also is telling Dalek that there's a purple one in Dalek's hand. But in any case, I have to go for the discard rather than the blue clue to Dalek. See if we could potentially get more like 2 clue value or something like that later. And it's also quite possible that the team wanted me to discard to make my hand easier to clue or something like that. Which was not particularly the case, it turns out, but... let's see... Dalek opts to play their older one there. I think it's fine. Like, it makes sense to kind of play either one. There's logic to both there. I mean, they're both going to get played. And certainly Dalek knows this is a purple one now, that we never clued Zergling's purple one, and we did the roundabout clue instead. Let's see. Then yes, Motherboards goes ahead and seals my clue again instead of playing their yellow 2, and I'm like, okay. I'll keep discarding then, fair enough, if you insist. And now I've drawn the playable green 1. And Zergling opts to go for that. I mean, like, the 5's next. Zergling doesn't know that they've got the blue 4, but can see Motherboards is trying to get the blues played aggressively, so maybe suspects they have a blue 4. It's possible. And we have this nice 1-2 lined up in Dalek's hand now. And sure, yes, my hand is stressful, but I mean, whether we're getting my green 1 played or blue 3 played, it is helping my hand anyway, either way. So yeah, I mean, reverse finesse is like allowed. It's, you just, I don't know, be careful about it. In this case, let's see. Given that there's safer things to do, I don't know that Zergling's supposed to be doing a reverse finesse to me now, but of course I know it can't be that. If it's a 3 clue, it can't be a reverse finesse, though, because, like, 3 is explicitly something playable here. If it was a single red clue, it could be a reverse finesse, I would say. is how I would parse it. But like 3 when there's a blue 2 that just got played and a red 1 that was just got, yeah, like a red clue is far more possible there, but the 3 clue, I'm never gonna read that as a reverse finesse there. Okay, Motherboards finally plays the yellow 2. I'm now pretty much obliged to get the finesse going here, so rather than play my known playable, I can go with either one. But I basically figured like, what did I say at the time? I don't know, it was really close. Like, it felt very similar, whichever red 3 I clued here. But it made Zergling think it was the red 4, apparently. Oh yeah, the I was considering doing it over here since we might need to give the 3 clue, but oh yeah, the reason I didn't give it to Motherboards is I want Motherboards to be able to discard these 2 cards. Like, I wanted to leave that opportunity open to get rid of both of those trash cards. So that's why I picked this one. It was pretty close between the 2. So let's see. Here, I actually expected Dalek to play the purple one first, since it still could be red, but maybe you had reason to suspect it wouldn't be. Let's see. Draw the. I mean, like, if this was the red 2 and this was the red 1. Oh no, you know it's purple because of the Zergling effect. Yeah. Because we would have clued Zergling's purple 1. Right. Yep. No, that's great. I figured there was a reason. I just could not find it at the time. Yep, great. So completely makes sense to play that one first instead. Perfect. So yeah, Zergling understandably discards there. Let's see. So yes, I did read this as tagging the blue 5. But I'm busy trying to get the purples played, while Motherboards is busy trying to get the blues played. Let's see. So I know Dalek's got the finesse red 2, so Zergling's got a safe play in my mind. And it could also be read as a bluff on the purple 2, yeah. So Dalek goes ahead and goes with the standard option there. Yeah, and then no one include me the green 1 yet, because it wasn't really important. There's no other green cards on the board, so that does make sense that I did not get clued this green 1 despite it being in my hand all this time. Yeah, basically. Then somewhat awkwardly draw the green 2 after. But yeah, as far as playing the red 2 or purple 1, that is interesting. Like, full still trust you can probably play purple 1, but it's rough. But yeah, like this could be a that's actually a good point, right? Because what if this is the red 2? From Zergling's perspective, right? And the fact you don't play the red 2 means they play this as the red 2. Yeah, I think generally you do have to just play this, probably. And then Zergling is really convinced they've got the red 4. I don't know what your thinking was on that at the time, but they go ahead and clue the other 3. I'm like, no! No, you're duplicating. And then, of course, now Motherboards also thinks they have the red 4. Yup. Let's see. That's a pretty bold clue for you to give, though, right, Motherboards? I mean, I guess, like, I can always do this, but, like, there's 3 clues. And Zergling already has 2 plays now. Why would I? Oh, without this clue. Oh, if we don't clarify that, you think I should think it's the 4? Yeah, I guess that does make some sense. But, like, I know the order was awkward. Okay, I was tagged. Yeah, so if Motherboards clues the 4 first rather than the 5 first, there's a chance the 5 could pull the 2 as a finesse, which is weird, but like the timing isn't really ever gonna work out for that, I don't think. Although maybe it does when Zergling plays the 3, but I don't know, it's complicated. So yeah, basically I never remember thinking I was ever going to play this as the 4, but that might have just been because this happened before I really had a chance to consider that. You were almost certain I wouldn't discard at the time. I mean, you don't really have a reason to know you've got the purple 3 in hand. Well, Motherboards can give me a clue English. They can clue my green 1 and make sure I don't discard the yellow 4 is another option. But yeah, the biggest reason like these weren't played is because there was no green 2 until just now, so there wasn't a priority in the green 1 being played particularly. So that's why it hadn't been clued yet. There was other useful stuff being clued instead. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, if Motherboards clues my 1, then I'm not playing this as a 4. I'm just playing my 1. And not useful stuff. That too, Zergling. Yeah, a little bit of that, but that's okay. But then if, like, Zergling is allowed to discard this, and, like... Well, no, everyone was... we were expecting this to be played, so it wasn't really allowing them to discard this. Don't steal this from Twitch. Well, if I've got the blue 4 or 5, I can't clue this, but... Although I don't know what turn that was on, that comment. I guess I should have made turn number comments. But yeah, Motherboards does have a comment of saving my 4 instead of cluing that. Although then I'm somewhat prompted to discard the green 1. You were in fact worried. I like how yeah, that is funny, the conflict between present self and self half an hour ago. But yeah, so green 1 to me seems like the safest. But we do have 3 clues. I'm reasonably likely to want to clue this, at least. And it turns out I'm especially likely because you've got the green 3. But if you don't have the green 3, I might be discarding. It seems somewhat likely I'm discarding here. Since Zergling's already got 2 plays anyway. Purple 3, sorry, purple 3. But yes, this nicely clarifies the red 3 while also trying to finesse the purple 2 here. So, from my perspective, Zergling now has 3 playable cards. But it's also like a little ambiguous. So the other thing that we were talking about in chat is I could have clued 5 to Motherboards here instead of cluing 3 to Motherboards. That seemed like it was going to be more confusing when people were already confused, so it seemed a bit much. But maybe I should have just got full trust mode and include the 5 to Motherboards. Hello, not bad. I mean, technically you can get the purple 4 here played from the 5 clue too. Like, this is not important, but Motherboards can see it's not important because Dalek has the other purple 4. So the fact that it was allowed to be discarded doesn't negate its value there necessarily. But like we said, it's ambitious, so I did not go for it. It's a bit too messy. The reason it's still leaning towards a finesse bean is that, like, cluing a 5 that someone just drew is really weird. So it kind of has to either be a finesse or telling Motherboards that they cannot discard anything in their hand. Those are basically the two interpretations that I would think of if I was clued a 5 that I just drew like that. Alright, get that played. So, I was confused why you actually played this one, Motherboards. Once you knew it was a red 3, I thought you would discard it to tell Zergling that this was the red 3. Although it does give more finesse opportunities in theory if you play it first, except that Zergling thinks this is the red 4, so it doesn't exactly. But, okay, so Motherboards plays that. We do have a chance to get the red 4 played faster this way. So I'm still like pushing the finesse angles here. So this is what I like this clue because I want Zergling to play this, thinking it's the purple 2, and then they realize like, wait, that was the red 4, and then they can like get rid of this trash now. And notably, I'm giving this clue rather than playing my my blue 5 here. So I'm trying to do something valuable here. But, okay, I did actually anticipate that Dalek might just clue the 4, and I thought that was okay. I was like, I think I remember being disappointed, but like, be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because of the green 5. Like, I think Zerglings can play this off of that, but... yeah, if it was a save, I would probably clue it as a 4. Let's see. So yeah, Zergling goes for the discard of the known trash now. And I'm like hoping Zergling's playing the purple 2. I'm like, oh no! That finesse is gone. We need to do something about that at some point now. Let's see. Yeah, like once everything is all confused with the double 3, my 3 clue looks a little bit more like it was clarifying the 3s rather than being a finesse, so it makes it harder to play the purple 2 at that point, I think, so... Like, I think it can be untangled and Zergling can figure out to play this, but it's a little bit rough at that point, probably. Okay. Right, so I'm still, like, trying to be like, hey, remember how that 3 clue didn't exactly make sense and this purple clue didn't entirely make sense? You still have that purple 2, you can play it. But yeah, Dalek went ahead and clarified it, which was also fine. So then all of that's always going to get played there. So here, Dalek, I think you wanted to go ahead and clue the red 5 as red. Although I guess I'm also not thinking I've got an unsafe discard in this world. So because I've got an unsafe discard, that's trouble. I mean, I guess it still should be fine because I clue Zergling's 5 next turn, but... Expected Zergling to save my 4? Zergling couldn't. The only way Zergling can save my 4 is discarding, like, their 5. Or did you mean, oh, after your turn, okay. So you go ahead and do that. And they do save my 4, yeah, with the green clue. Makes sense? Yeah, no. So here is where I think you should have clued the 5. Excuse me. This makes more sense. Let's see, you could have clued 2 to me instead of purple. Yeah, that is cute. So you're cluing me, you're telling me about a green 2 over here in my hand rather than playing this. So that's, once again, it can only mean that either this is the green one or that both of these cards are probably undiscardable. Is probably the only reason that sort of clue would be given. And if it was a save, it's probably Motherboards making the save rather than Zergling making the save. But yeah, no one else should play into it because they see I've got these, and like Motherboards already has a good known playable on top of that. Most commonly saves are just cards that are about to be discarded. Beyond that, more situational. Like, you could clue garbage 1s to indicate that the other cards are important and awkward to clue, or you can clue a 5 that's not in the discard slot yet and not playable at all to kind of say that your discard's probably not safe. But usually not a truly formalized chop move. Okay, but yes, here is where I think Dalek should have clued red to Motherboards instead of discarding. Yeah. I guess Zergling wasn't sure if this was green or red. Because the 4 also disambiguated the other, so it's not strictly has to be red, and so you were discarding because you're still worried about this, because I'm not necessarily playing again. That is true. And we once again only have the 1 clue. Situational English. I would say most commonly my default is to assume one play and then kind of judge from there. Basically, look for clarification later rather than needing to fix if, like, with an assumed multiplayer or whatever. You said before you discarded this, I would be shocked if this was the green 5. Amazing, Zergling. Amazing. We've been low on clues for a while, yeah. But yeah, it's somewhat flexible to the situation if it feels more likely that it's like, well, it's a double play because nobody said anything otherwise, versus, well, it's not a double play because no one said anything otherwise. And it depends a lot on what's in other people's hands and stuff, too. You discarding... It's not really a signal to Zergling not to discard, I would say, at this point. Because, like, if this 4 is playable, you've got a safe clue, but, like, again, yeah, the yellow 4 is interesting. And I have no reason not to assume this isn't a yellow 1 at this point. Yeah, with the fact that I'm constantly wanting you to like clue this is from the perspective of not knowing this is the yellow 4, so that does make it more difficult for sure. But that's probably the safest, is for you to still give the clue and Motherboards to discard to tell me not to discard. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm at. Like, it probably still makes most sense to clue this red, but it's less clear than I thought it was. Be shocked, Zergling, that it was in fact the green 5, alas. But yeah, we're getting around directly saving the green 5 by trying to tell you to play everything else in your hand, basically. So I guess it's a red 1 or a yellow 4 now. Then Motherboards discards rather than clarifying anything in my hand, which is interesting. So Motherboards maybe just expecting me to play down the line, which I believe is what I did. Like, it felt like a green 2 to me. I was reasonably confident that it was green 2 and happy to keep playing, I think. And I do, in fact. Yeah, if it's in my opening hand, it maybe has to be the yellow 4 now. Because it can't be a yellow 1 anymore. Is that interesting? Yeah, so it was in my opening hand here. And if it was, well... Yeah, no, if it was red 1... What's the timing on that? Like, that still makes sense. Yeah, then why is Zergling discarding here rather than cluing like red 3 or at least red 2 if I... Well, it's not the right position, but the cluing the red 1 in my hand anyway. Just cluing the red 1 directly. I mean, I guess there is garbage, but I know it could have been tagged red by now. Yeah, so I do actually have enough information if I'm paying close attention, which I may not be, but to know that this is in fact the yellow 4 here. Because it can only be a yellow 4 or red 1. And if it's a red 1, I should have been clued on the second, like, round of the game. Yeah, that does follow. Whether I think to actually check that is a little borderline, but it does in fact follow. And sadly, no, like here, oh, Motherboards doesn't know that they just drew the red 1, though. Okay, that's fair. Motherboards doesn't know I strictly know this could only be the yellow 4 now, just from seeing all the other possibilities. I was sad when Motherboards clued this, because I'm like, I know it's explicitly the yellow 4 now. Yeah, but you could just clue the yellow 5 because I know it's the yellow 4. That's a lot more ambitious, and this is fine. I'm gonna always follow it up with this anyway. When you're layering, like doing a multi-layer finesse through someone's not newest card, like it's definitely a thing that can make sense and you can do it, but probably not in like most of the players' first game in 1 or more years, right? That's a good tactic for a more established group, probably. But hello, Crazy. What was that command? The rest of this is pretty straightforward, right? Yeah. But the board's stopped for a minute here, but like we've got the strike, so even if this is just telling me where the green 4 is because nobody has the green 3 yet, you can still play this, so. I was still the slowest. I kind of thought I wasn't, actually, but... We all took a fairly similar amount of time, at least. I haven't seen this genre in a while. Yeah, GG everybody. Solid at 24. But yeah, to elaborate a little bit, let's see, like English, I don't really like conventions, just as a broad rule. I'm not a big fan of conventions. I don't really have much interest in playing bridge because of that. They still have some value, and there's still conventions of sorts that, or conventions of sorts that develop here and stuff, but I jive with them a lot better when they are kind of naturally derived rather than strictly assigned. And it just feels more appealing when there's kind of flexibility, because like while it does mean there's going to be more mistakes, it also gives room for more like really clever plays where it's like, okay, that player did something that doesn't really make sense with how like things normally work, but we both see this other player's hand, so because of that specific circumstance, that probably means this, and then I can do this, and like it's not that common that you manage to pull that off, but if you do, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. So I like leaving a little more room for that to happen. Like on the strict convention side, like playing in person, your rightmost card's your oldest, your leftmost is your newest. That's the only thing that I kind of consider as a strict convention that is something that you can effectively still derive as a logical thing, but still has to be based on the first player to choose to discard from what side of their hand, and like making that a logically derived thing game by game is just not very interesting or fun, so it's just more pleasant to have that as a strict actual convention, that your rightmost is your oldest, your leftmost is your newest, and that's relevant.